Okay, we're starting camera number 2. So we're at Deb's house, we're at the kitchen. We've got a load-bearing beam across here of this opening. Looks like this wall might have been opened up at one point where this counter was put in and the door was probably right here. What I want to do is keep the counter concept here. Over here you can see the stove. That's the door to the garage. That's to be changed to a fire-rated door. We've got counter space here, no uppers. Cabinets over there. We've got the kitchen sink. Dishwasher is hidden over here, wrong spot. We want to change that. We've got a big, huge fridge over here. So let's go through the layout that we want to end up with. We want to end up with the sink centered over the window, and that's about a 3-foot wide window. And roughly, we'll measure it out. To the left of the window, we probably got 1, 2, 3, 4, got about 4.5 to 5 feet to the left of the window. And if we follow the counter, from the window corner to the back wall, we probably have about 18, 20 inches, something like that. This wall here is 5, 10, about 12 feet long, including the open area here. And the layout that we want to work with is we want to have this completely open over here. We're going to probably have, at this point, for sake of discussion, either the wall that's there or have an open wall, uppers to the left, and a counter along the bottom. The dishwasher will be to the left of the sink. And if we come around here, these are all going to be lowers. And then what we're going to do is, if you look over here, I'm going to stand back so we can get the punchline. When you're looking through this, kind of where the microwave is where we want to put the new stove. So it's going to be a combination stove and oven, and we're going to put a freestanding hood above with the whole backsplash coming up behind the hood. And if we come over here, so we'll have the hood, the stove, with the oven over here. You got counters over here, uppers, continue the counter, some uppers over there. The question will be how far we bring the lowers and the uppers, because if they're brought all the way over here, depending on how far this stuff comes over, it starts making a very narrow opening over here. On this wall, the concept is, at this point, to get in this wall, the fridge, likely a counter depth, and maybe alongside of it, depending on how we position it, a pantry. So I want to get a pantry, counter depth fridge over here, and then what we want to do, where Deb is standing, we want to continue to keep the island here, and we're going to have lowers down here, and this is going to be a breakfast bar. So we're going to go ding up 4 inches and a 12 to 13 inch breakfast bar. And we're looking at removing potentially the structural beam, and that means we get rid of this wall, so it'll be continuous opening. And then we're going to have to see if we end up doing an open counter or keep a wall here. And this is how they dealt with the wall there now. They had kind of a bit of a return there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in here. That's about it. So this is Paul, and I'll give you the rough dimensions. This wall is here. Matter of fact, I'm going to get what numbers are those? Well, here, I'll tell you what. On this wall right here, right from let's go this wall right to that opening right there, the opening, right, that wall right there, to this back wall here, you're looking at about 112, 113 inches, something like that. And that would make this wall here about 112, 113 inches less our door. And we're going to stick with a, what do we got, a 32-inch door here? I got a 32-inch door. So 32 inches from that 112 is our wall space. It's possible that this may go, this wing wall, and then we've got a more continuous space to work with. This opening here, let's just at least put this counter here. At this point, it's approximately 103, 104 inches, but that's probably a meaningless opening at this point because this, if there's a fridge here, we may build this out to a counter depth height, and then there's no need for this wing wall to be quite as deep. It'll only come out maybe as far as the counter, or we may actually get rid of this and have an open counter depending on what's happening with the load on the wall. This particular wall here, I give you the numbers from the back wall of the sink to the garage door side. We are looking at about 114 inches. Hold that thought. 115, 116 inches from the back wall of the sink to the garage door opening here. And then this window opening, I told you about 3 feet, and it is about 37, 38 inches, so it's a little larger. And the remaining space here is about 21 inches to the back wall, and to the corner of the window to this wall we are about 43 inches. So that's kind of a rough idea of the kitchen. Okay, thanks.